Welcome. Just waiting for a couple of viewers to come on each one. And then I'll start Instagram. There we go. What's up, everybody? This is Mad Monarch with the rawfoodworld.com. Welcome to my live hangout. What's up, Tim? What's up, Angela? Everybody doing good this evening? Ask your questions. Oh man, what a very interesting few days it's been for me. What an interesting few days. Anyway. What's up, Catherine? Life down in Vilcabamba is really good. Enjoying it immensely. Just being alive in general is worth more than anything you can possibly imagine. Hello, Beverly. Oh man, you know, I've done some silly things in my life. Oh yeah, someone's talking about the ravioli. Hi Matt, ravioli recipe looks amazing. It is amazing. I wish I had some to show you guys right now. But I made ravioli using the coconut wraps and what's up, Beverly? And it was just decadently divine. On my YouTube channel is the recipe video. The written recipe is in the actual video. All the ingredients for this recipe is at cost on our website right now. We now have the organic coconut wraps from Nuco. And these organic coconut wraps are better than their previous. It's their new ones. It's a new packaging. Has a better taste, better consistency. What's up, Terry? Everything is going good. And so I discovered a way to make raw lasagna out of these coconut wraps. You simply just cut little squares, soak it in water for 2 minutes, dry it out on a piece of paper. What's up, Catherine? And then put the cheese dollop in there that I made, which is also really amazing. That's another secret thing. And then you take this like marinated oil and close it off, and then you cut. And I thought about this later. If you've got like shaped scissors, when you cut it, it will make like a ravioli curvy thing. That would be really cool. Yeah, if you go to the rawfoodworld.com, right on the homepage is there's a banner with the ravioli recipe. It will give you the recipe, the products, and the actual video. So you can just go to the rawfoodworld.com to see that. Thanks, Linda. She says, I'm looking great. These days, with the critics out there, you gotta be like clean shaved, hair looking good all the time, or they just like, it's funny actually. Anyway, Cassie loves the new recipes. I'm doing new recipes. Lots more are coming. I've got another experiment. If you thought this raw ravioli was cool, I discovered a new experiment that I'm going to be doing next week. I got to still experiment a little bit more, but I found a new consistency for something that not many people have seen in the raw foods movement. So ask your questions here. Someone says, love the ravioli recipe. Awesome. I've got more recipes coming. So I'm not like the sharpest tool in the shed, I guess I could admit. When I did that video where I was getting the things for my citrus, for my teeth, for my citrus, you're supposed to pause like 10 seconds before you put it in your mouth. Well, I literally burnt the inside of my freaking mouth, like way down there behind my gums. It's like finally getting better. The worst day was yesterday, and then it started, you know, like when you get something, pain in your mouth, after the worst day, it starts to get better, and you have to like wait till the worst day, and it's just the worst. Dude, I burnt myself with this freaking, it's kind of, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I haven't even been able to enjoy food because of it. Anyway, so let's go Corinthians. Okay, so ask your questions here. That's why my voice might be off a little bit too, because I can't really talk correctly 100%. Anyway, it's funny. It's funny. I probably deserved it. Okay. Corinthians. Paul wrote this letter to correct what he saw as erroneous views in the Corinthian church. All right. Okay. So here we are. Ask your questions here, either on Facebook or Instagram or news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Thank you for the heads up. Burning your mouth sounds miserable. It's not burning your mouth. It's burning like you're in an area that you probably have never even touched before. Like, I don't know, like really deep down there. And imagine like the whole thing being burnt. And like it affecting, like it feels like it's like penetrating. When was that? Sunday, Saturday? I've been suffering since then with a smile. Just about crazy I am. Okay. Just seeing if there's anybody here. Okay. So nobody's asking questions. I've got one. I got a couple on news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Ask them anywhere you want. I'm going to answer the questions. Okay. Lots of people are now concerned about everything. I don't even want to read anymore. Everybody's concerned about everything. There's always something to be concerned about. Like as soon as like a new thing comes out, my customer service hears the hell out of it. Oh, because everybody here, it's like everybody like hears it all at once. And then like, I have to explain to them that, you know, our almonds are okay. They're not pasteurized. There's no the oxalates you don't have to freak out about. This new Irish moss thing has gone crazy. Let me get some water. The only thing I've been able to eat, because I can't do my cashew cheese or anything else like that because of the citrus it burns, I've been eating durian nonstop. I freeze-dried durian. Anyway. So let's see what this person wants to know. Let's see what everyone is concerned about today. No, my burn is on the way out. The worst day was yesterday. Today sucked, but yesterday was really bad. And then tomorrow will suck, but not be as bad. In 3 days, I'm set. Okay. So here we go. A lot of people are now concerned about oxalic acid. Okay. Do you think there is a need for such concerns? I found out foods I use every day are high in oxalic acids. Should I be concerned? Some of these foods are almond milk. First off, you blend that, so you're getting rid of the oxalates, and then you strain it, which I make from organic, raw, and pasteurized almonds and drink every day. Raw, you guys gotta try our almonds. My almond butter is the sweetest almond butter on the planet with the best consistency. Matt's almond butter at therawfoodworld.com. Everybody loves it. I have testimonials. But we also now, the truly raw almonds are the same sweet almonds that we use for that almond butter. They're the best almonds on the planet. Those are at therawfoodworld.com. So you drink that every day. Organic cacao powder, which you have 2 tablespoons a day. Organic raw pistachios, organic chia seeds, organic broccoli, organic celery juice. Organic celery juice, you kidding me? It's like one of the healthiest things on the planet. Kale mixed into my smoothie and juices. All of these are very high in oxalic acid. What do you think? I'm not like the determiner of what happens inside the human body based off of oxalic acid. Anyway, Dr. Norman Walker, who lived to be 99, he's the only raw food eater I know who lived as long. Let me get the book. It's in his vegetable juice booking. Let me go get it. I got it. Okay. We'll do this real quick. I'm really fast with this type of thing. We go to the table of contents. Oxalic acid. That's not the table of contents. Okay. 56 to 57. Okay. Okay, he's talking about peristaltic motion here. Anyway, let's just get to the point where he says, okay, the oxalic acid in cooked and processed food. Okay, we have in previous chapters covered this important question of organic versus inorganic atoms in food. When the food is raw, whether whole in its juice, every atom is such a vital organic and is replete with enzymes. Therefore, the oxalic acid in our raw vegetables and juices is organic and as such is not only beneficial, but essential for the physiological functions of the body, which he was talking about our colon for peristaltic motion. And he recommends spinach juice, which is higher in oxalic acid than any of these things that you mentioned, as one of the most beneficial things to avoid constipation and rebuild the peristaltic motion in our colon. The oxalic acid in cooked and processed foods, however, is definitely dead or inorganic and as such is both pernicious and destructive. Oxalic acid readily combines with calcium. If these are both organic, the result is a beneficial constructive combination as the former helps the digestive assimilation of the latter at the same time stimulating the peristaltic functions in the body. When the oxalic acid has been inorganic by cooking or processing the foods that contain it, then this acid forms an interlocking compound with the calcium even combining with the calcium in other foods eaten during the same meal, destroying the nourishing value of both. This results in such a serious deficiency of calcium that it has been known to cause decomposition of the bones. This is the reason I never eat cooked or canned spinach. As to the oxalic acid itself, when converted into an inorganic acid by cooking or processing the food, it is often results in causing inorganic oxalic acid crystals to form in the kidneys. It is worth to notice that this mineral in our food, iron, for example, frequently cannot. Okay, so what he's pretty much saying is that oxalic acid is necessary for our health when it's raw, and when it's cooked, it is extremely damaging and clogs up the human body. Organic oxalic acid is one of the most important elements needed to maintain the tone and to stimulate peristalsis. It is perfectly obvious, of course, that any motion of the body which takes place by the involuntary action of its organs is predicated on there being life in the cells and tissues of such organs. Life is active, magnetic, whereas no action in death or no matter, and this applies definitely to cell. Okay. Anyway, so I'm in line with that. So as long as you don't do too much raw oxalic acid, like by eating crazy amounts of beet tops, I don't see any problem with it whatsoever. So there's your answer. Okay. Okay. Someone said the best almond butter ever. Can make the Herman. Okay. Do you carry cosmetics, mineral makeup, trying to find something that won't clog my pores? We carry Living Libations and MSM lotion. Like, we have a lot of Living Libations products. We have one of their best skin evers at cost. Okay. Okay, if someone has a difficult time absorbing vitamin B, what do you recommend? We recently started doing papaya enzymes. How do you know you have a difficult time absorbing vitamin B? How can you even determine that? And which vitamin B are you talking about? Like the whole complex or what? Did you get a blood test saying that vitamin B was down? So you think you have a, tell me more. Is it B1? Is it B12? Please search Jer, whoever this is. Okay. Okay, so here we go. How about soy again? Is soy milk okay? Tofu okay? If so, how much and how often? This is Tim Mades, who has lost like 45 pounds by doing a cooked whole foods diet. It depends how you look at it. Is it non-GMO? A lot of soy milk has soy, but then they also add sugar to it. So you got to look at the labels extremely well. Some people, some whole foods diets say soy is okay, and then some say it's not okay. Why would you want soy? But yeah, non-GMO, no bad ingredients in there with it. I mean, there's a lot of controversy on soy. So if I even just say yes, I'm going to have all these people yell at me. But anyway, a lot of clinical studies on the market out there in the industry actually say that it helps. The good soy has phytoestrogens, phytonutrients that actually compete for breast cancer cell receptors, actually helping a person heal from these types of things instead of causing it. It's the estrogen from the pollution that's a real problem. So it depends how you look at it. But yeah, I mean, I don't eat soy, but it's on the line of whether it could be part of a cooked whole foods diet. And I would say, if done moderately, I think it could be okay. Not everybody would agree with me. Just make sure it's really healthy, clean stuff. Okay. Here we go. What's up, Tanny Raw? Okay, we were told that people who have a hard time absorbing the whole complex. Okay, wait. If someone has difficult time, okay. My daughter has an issue in her leg with burning pain. So that's why, okay. She also has bifida occulta. We were told that people who have that have a hard time absorbing the whole complex. Let's look up bifida occulta. Sounds like a... Okay. I have a product coming. It's like a old thing that I'm probably not going to be around for a while, but it enhances absorption of any nutrient that you put in, like more than I've ever seen before. I need more time to bring that to the world. I probably shouldn't have said anything because people are ready to smack me probably. Anyways, I took that stuff and I was like, dang. But the best way for absorption is vegetable juices. And for vitamin B1, the entire complex is what you're saying. There's things like micronutrient foods is what we want. Oh, that's what I want right now. I'm actually experimenting. Kinty Central came out with a new thing. It's a new box with sachets instead. I don't know why they did this, because this is 2 times the amount of Kinty Central from a vial. There's 2 vials in here. And I don't think anybody needs 2 vials at one time. So you open it like this and then you have to save it for later. And there's only 10 in here and the cost is about per milliliter the same. Anyway, this has been helping me with my burns. I just like, you know, ocean water is like really good for like soaking in and stuff like that. So I got all these burns from the stupid thing I did the other day. And I just soak it in my mouth on top of the burns. I feel better immediately. Anyway, I'll let that go for a little bit. So nutritional yeast has B complex. Blue-green algae, wheatgrass. Wheatgrass juice would be like ridiculously good. That'd be just like absorbed like crazy. E3 Live, AFA powder, any green food powder, things like this absorb really well. And then lecithin is really good at, it's a precursor to our phospholipids, which is part of our cell membrane. So you're providing the precursor to develop phospholipids, which develops our cell membranes, which is responsible for absorbing. Royal jelly supposedly has a lot of B vitamins, supposedly even has B12. I think we just got that in today. Let me look. Someone asked me a question like, where's our labels? So it might be on our website now. Look. Oh, it probably still says backward on our website. I have to find out if it's, I didn't get a response. It says it arrives August 30th on our website, but I think it might be there today. I can actually look right now. But this, okay, so micronutrients are the most absorbable foods on the planet. Looking at our incoming for the day. Vegetable juices is the best way to get the most amount of absorption because everything gets utilized in rebuilding the human body. The organic elements needed, the atomic elements needed, doesn't look like it's here. I'll have to talk to her. Is in vegetable juices. It just goes straight into the liver, already broken down into these atomic elements. And then the liver just takes it, has no work to do, but just to redistribute it to rebuild collagen and all these other things. So we also want to be taking anything that's like a micronutrient. Oh, pineapple. If I can find it. Here. Pine pollen. There's no processing when you get pine pollen. You simply take it from the tree. This is pine pollen. You take it from the tree, and then you eat it. This has more nutrition. I found a nutritional analysis breakdown on this. Let's look at this. Pine pollen, where are you? Okay, check this out. Not that one, there's another pine pollen. Where are you? Here we go. This is, okay. Okay. You want B vitamins? That's absorbable right here. Crazy amounts of B1 in pine pollen, like 6,070. This is in 100 grams. So in 100 grams of this, 6,070 vitamin B1, 486 UGs of B2, 24,000 B5, 1,300 B6, B11, 934. What is B11 these days? It's probably another B vitamin. Anyway, this even has vitamin D3, not D2, vitamin D3, 22.8 UG. This is not synthetic. This is a food. This is a micronutrient food. It's like, this is like drinking a vegetable juice. It's got crazy amounts of calcium, zinc. Oh man, if I wasn't stuffed on drain right now, I would take some. Okay. It even has phosphorus. And then if you were to take this with this new product I'm talking about that's coming out soon, insane. Okay, let's come back here. I quit smoking 7 years ago, but fear will still, and then also real quick, Catherine, eating healthily. Is she on a whole foods diet? Okay. I quit smoking 7 years ago, but fear I will still one day have lung problems. Can I undo the damage that I've done somehow? Yes, yes, yes. Just keep doing what you do. It's been proven that, I don't know the statistics right now, that your lungs heal every certain amount every year. How long did you smoke for before the 7 years ago? And how old are you? But generally, what is worrying and fear going to do to help the situation? In fact, as many of you know, you've heard of the law of attraction and stuff, whatever you put your attention towards, we manifest. So it's very difficult to manifest what we do want, but it's very easy to manifest what we don't want. So we tend to easily go into worry, fear, about the things that we don't want. And it's like effortless. You just like loop it in your head. Oh no, I'm gonna die because I smoked cigarettes even though I stopped for 7 years ago. And then you're just looping this thing, and it's like your frequency is in this fear state, which since you're effortlessly putting all of your attention, power, mind towards this. And so now you have the potential, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but you can manifest what you don't want because that's what you're doing. So the number one thing that you could do, there's nothing more you can do. You did it, you've eliminated smoking cigarettes, that's great. So now what we wanna do is stop fearing. Every time fear comes in, you gotta be like, no, and you gotta stand in the midst of it and learn every like aspect of when you go into fear. It's like when you are able to endure through that fear to where it doesn't affect you anymore, then you have power over it. And then it can't impact you anymore. So the key is to learn all the ins and outs of this fear that you're going through to where whenever these weaknesses happen, that it doesn't impact you anymore. And then you can just like, all the fear can come at you, but you mastered it where it doesn't bother you anymore. There's people in way worse situations than you are and about fear of losing their life versus you. And they are doing everything in their power to do the same thing and not fear and worry about it. And it would make your quitting smoking 7 years ago look like a piece of cake. So also be grateful. Just trying to put things in perspective. Okay. So the way to undo the damage is one, stop fearing and just don't smoke cigarettes. Done. And then your body just heals. It's like if you were to keep scratching yourself every day and then you start bleeding, but you're addicted to doing this, it's going to keep bleeding. But once you stop smoking or stop scratching, then it just heals. The damage is done. Like you stop giving it damage and now it's going to heal normal. So it's the same thing with your lungs. Okay. Okay, so someone is saying a lack of vitamin for nerve pain. The best thing, they say that in diabetes, but if you're taking vitamin B vitamins, lecithin is also really good for the nervous system. It's part of it. It's a precursor to like the myelin sheath, nervous stuff going on in there. It's I love the sunflower lecithin. But just eat healthily too. That's very important. People heal from things when they eat healthy. Does she eat healthy is the question. That's the #1 thing versus everything else. She's partly on raw foods and partly on what? In-N-Out burgers, fast food, what? I'm not for all raw food. I mean, I am all raw food, but you don't need to put someone all raw food. We just want to eliminate refined sugars, processed starches. This is the cause of most physical diseases. So if they can get off of that, then everything else just falls into place. It's not what you eat. She can eat all the raw food as she wants. It's what you don't eat. So that's the key there. It's not about cooked food. The whole cooked food is poison thing is BS. What kind of cooked food? If she's eating quinoa, baked potatoes, some eggs, this is cooked whole food, healthy foods. If she's eating Twinkies, Doritos, French fries, then we got a problem here. So you see what I'm saying? So cooked food doesn't tell me anything. Catherine is making the raviolis, everybody. I wish I had some here. I should have saved some for the Hangout. Okay. Coming over here. What do I think of kombucha? It's cool. It's like an alcoholic beverage on some level, but it's like fermented. It has probiotics. It's definitely a step up from beer. I would probably drink it. You know, I hear good things about it. Okay, so Catherine here is beating around the bush. I don't allow sugar in the house. Okay, so does she go out of the house and eat sugar as far as junk food? I'm not saying you're not a bad mom. I've been reading about, okay, let's see what BMAA is. Sounds like it's linked to brain disease, like ALS, Parkinson's, and some other things. For some reason, they don't let me hit the see more button. It's a non-proteinogenic amino acid produced by cyanobacteria. It's a neurotoxin and its potential for various neurodegenerative diseases and is subject of scientific research. Everybody's reading about everything. Why is everybody reading about disease? Why don't you read about like how to play the guitar or how healthy you really are or all the good things about yourself? Like, you know, like, hey, I'm this blood type. Oh, look at all these benefits I have in my life. Or like, what is up with this? Everybody wants to be disease. Like, what's the point? Okay, sorry, everybody. Okay. 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 So here we go. We're going, not many questions today. So we're going to back to news.therawfoodworld.com/live, if I can find it, and see what we got there. Here we go. Refresh. Let's do a drawing for a treat giveaway. Okay. Looking good, Matt. Any other pointers or exercises for a six-pack? As many of you know, I've got a six-pack from being skinny as hell on a raw food diet. So it's super easy. But anyway, it took me 3 days to get a six-pack because of that. Anyway, you put a weight. I have a video where you put a weight over your head and then you just walk with it. I did a video on this. Just type in six-pack under my YouTube channel, or it's on Instagram too. And in 3 days, I had a six-pack. And then I've been doing it longer and longer, and it's been even more crazy. Catherine stopped talking about her daughter. Anyways, okay, hi from Australia. I'm not sure if it was an old post or not, but what happened when you did raw vegan keto? Raw vegan keto was really good for me. I stopped all sugar and I started feeling really good. It was like a good break from sugar. I did it for 3 months, and then after that, I stayed away from sugar for the most part. The amount of sugar that I have eaten after this experiment went down incredible amounts to what I used to eat in sugar. So the experiment kind of did change me. I'm starting to veer my way back a little bit into a little bit more sugar, not much, with carrot juice, because I think that's really good for you. And I've been eating durian because anything else I eat burns the hell out of my mouth from this experiment I just did the other day. If you're just tuning in and you didn't see the first half of this video, I was kind of being not the sharpest tool in the shed. And remember, I was trying to protect my teeth. This is why I can't even talk straight right now. With these mouth guards, you're supposed to wait like 10 seconds before you put this boiling plastic into your freaking mouth. Well, I burnt like all the way down there, like down here, it feels like it's been torture. Yesterday was the worst day. And there was just like a buildup, and now it's starting to get a little bit better every single day. By next Tuesday's live hangout, you're going to see the biggest smile on my face. I'm going to be eating everything I possibly can. I'll probably gain a little bit of weight back, and so on. Okay. Oh, there's more here. Hi, Matt. I need to know how to use dragon's blood for internal bleeding ulcers. Ooh, maybe I should swish some in my mouth. It heals wounds 4 times faster. Thank you. I'm in the hospital with my dad and need to know. Please send the answer to this email address. This is kind of urgent. Thank you. Okay, first off, I'm not a doctor, and you probably want to talk to a doctor before making any changes. I can't really make medical recommendations, especially on products. All I know is that in clinical studies, when dragon's blood has been on a wound, it heals it 4 times faster. So you got to kind of like come up with your own determination of how to handle this. I believe there is an internal recommendation of like 3 drops, but with what you're going through, I mean, that's like up to you. But I'm about to swirl some in my mouth is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I promise I don't allow In-N-Out burgers. You have me dying of laughter over here, and my daughter is giggling. But you're not silly you. Okay, fine, we're done. But you're not just straight out saying, does your daughter Look, I'm fine. You could bring bad food into your house. I'm not going to judge you. That's fine. We understand that you don't bring bad food in the house. Good mom. Okay. Question is, does she eat processed foods? It has nothing to do with you being a good mom and bringing good things in your house. Okay. When will the kilos of freeze-dried durian be back in stock? This is how it works. I have like 3 kilos left here of freeze-dried durian. And as soon as I'm like in danger of running out, I get another pallet from Thailand to come out. And that was actually, I placed the order a day ago. So that's in process. So we're probably looking at 45 days. It should be in our warehouse. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Okay, so my mom is saying you were born with a perfect mouth and all else. Okay. Magnify health, not disease. That's what I was talking about in terms of like, why are we researching every disease? What is our problem? Anyway. What can we do with the cacao paste? Our cacao paste is very special. Most cacao paste on the market, when you smell it, it kind of smells and like has the aroma of chocolate. Freaking sprouters. That peace. The sprouters just went off. And then this. Raw food machines. We got dehydrators in there, sprouters over here, distiller over there, making all this noise. And then it goes off and I'm realizing how much peace I'm destroying them all. Just kidding. Sorry. Okay. Can you just feel the difference? Anyway. Okay. So our cacao paste, we discovered a proprietary method to where it almost just like condenses the beans into the paste to where it's like it has the aroma of the actual cacao bean. I've got another thing coming very soon. I'm going on a superfood adventure to a plantation that we've discovered. In the next month, you're about to see something incredible. I'm taking freaking cars, going in the jungles, all these other things. Because I've discovered a superfood that has never been seen before. Just bear with me. It's coming in the month. It's coming in a month. Okay. Okay. So Catherine finally says no. Thank you so much for helping. I truly appreciate your time. One more question. The pine pollen smoothie recipe. Just take that straight on an empty stomach. This is like a micronutrient. Take it on an empty stomach when you have no food in you. Right now I'm stuffed with durian. And then eat that, and then it'll just be utilized. That's like the best way to have the best absorption of the stuff. Just straight. You can put it in water if you want it, but I'll just literally put it on my tongue and eat it. Would you talk, okay. I can't hit the see more button. Okay, would you talk about how you like to spend your days there? How you are feeling about living there? And that's the only thing I got, Diane, because I can't see the see more. Maybe Crystal can Skype me the rest. So how do I spend my days and time down here? I'll tell you exactly. Every day, I wake up and I drink water, do my thing. I work a lot. That's what I do. I work. It's just like anywhere else. And then I have my kids like for 5 to 7 hours a day, 6 days a week. So sometimes I'll take them to the river and I'll jump in. Sometimes they'll just come here and play. Sometimes they bring their friends over. Sometimes we go to the Coliseum Park. Sometimes we go to, there was a Aloha Fair. So I spent a lot of time with my children. Usually from 1 till like almost 7 sometimes. And sometimes longer, sometimes rare occasion shorter. And then like all my other time, I'm pretty much working because that takes up a lot of my time. But yeah, it's very, very lucky, very blessed, you know, to be able to do that. Okay. So how do I love feeling about living down here? I love it. You know, when my daughters are older, I don't know what, maybe we'll spend time at other places versus here, you know, when they're like teenagers and higher. We'll see. So many possibilities. Is Lugol's iodine healthy for people? What dosage should I start with? I'm not really an expert with the whole Lugol's iodine. We carry a nascent iodine, very small amounts. What I would do is like mix sprouts and put it in the water, and then the iodine goes in there. Yeah, I'm not really sure. See, I don't have answers to everything. I hear about the cell food for burns. I think I have some. Is it safe to take vitamin mineral green? Is that still around? I know, I mean, in California, like these days, you have to put labels on everything saying everything's gonna cause cancer if it has like the amount of lead that you find in a pineapple or avocado. So I know they had issues with that in a big way. But whether it's harmful to take or something like that, I don't know. I know their company kind of has gone under a lot of bad rap, especially since he died. And I don't know. I'm not really, I don't like to bash products, but I seriously don't know. I want to come out with my own green food. I'm going to come out with a micronutrient kit as soon as our royal jelly gets here. This is like, covers all grounds. It's like drinking, every one of these products is like drinking vegetable juice. We have another green food on our website called Pure Synergy. Let me see if it's in stock. It tastes really good. I would definitely choose this over it. Yeah, we have it on our website now. It's expensive though. It's $58.90, but for 12.5 ounces, but it's like really good. Vegetable juices. Any suggestions for treating a torn ligament in shoulder? Fresh comfrey, eating to heal torn muscle. I'm like kind of extreme with stuff like that. How do you know it's torn? Like what I do is I don't sit down. I like will massage it. I kind of like go into the pain with imagining it healing and things like this. I've had debilitating stuff before to where I just don't go into fear about it. And I work my way through it. There's people who like, you know, there's the type of person who has that backache issue, their bad back for their entire lives. Like they're worried about every last move they make. Oh, I just messed it up again. Like there's just like this ongoing, that's like, you got to go opposite that to heal something like that. It's like attitude and belief and stuff like that. Hope that helps. But in terms of like, you want to, you know, eating healthy helps heal the body quicker. Maybe fresh comfrey. I'm not 100% sure. I like to just hit it straight on a spiritual level. Okay. I don't research disease, but someone brought the BMAA issue to my attention after 3 people in the, and I can't read the rest because I can't see the see more thing. But you see what happens? As soon as because a new thing comes out, 3 people bring it to you. It's all bullshit. Oh, I'm on a roll today. I had an MRI, couldn't stand or walk for 3 days on it. Had an accident gardening. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so here we got the rest of your thing. BMAA issued to my attention after 3 people in the same neighborhood of the same street ended up with ALS. And then they also learned about the Chesapeake crabs being high in BMAA. Apparently some algae supplements may have it as well. They can build up and be highly toxic to the brain. Just interested if you had heard about it. No worries. I haven't been on Facebook Live before. I normally watch them after it's over, so I thought I'd take a chance asking if you knew about it. Yeah, you gotta be very careful asking me questions. I haven't heard about this. Disease, I mean, I mean, I don't know. Like for example, we'll talk about a couple different scriptures. I'm not favoring it. I know some people get a little pissed off at me if I talk about one or the other. But for example, in shaman traditions, they state that disease, such as cancer, is a black spirit that overtakes someone, or someone's like continually worried about a certain body part. A spiritual opening can happen to where something foreign can come in and latch onto it and actually drain energy and cause disease. In Christian scriptures, I believe Jesus Christ says something like, you know, whatever, if you follow him, whatever you drink will not hurt you. So whether you're drinking the stuff or not, it's not going to hurt you. So it's more about the worry about something. Someone can drink 1 billion of BMAA and have no problem, and someone can have just a little bit of BMAA and have a problem. Another example from the scripture is, this guy's talking about Corinthians, so let's just do it. Paul was talking into a huge group of people, and someone on the 3rd story fell down, and he would have been dead. And then Paul just like stopped everything, jumped over him. He said, he's not dead. He's alive. He's just sleeping. And then boom, he's awake. Nobody could have survived that fall. So it's like worry is kind of like the issue, depending on how you look at this from a spiritual level. And, you know, we were just quoting various different scriptures just for people to have some sort of understanding that we don't want to be worrying about. It's better just to stay off the internet if that's what's going to happen. And I'm not talking to you. Where is this from? Jesse, I'm not, this has nothing to do with the BMAA thing. I'm just saying in general, you know, it's like, anyway, that's what I have to say about that. Okay. Someone's asking if I use spirulina. Yeah. Yeah, royal jelly is really good. Do you take the frozen royal jelly or the powdered royal jelly? Okay, let's see if there's anything here. Are we low on questions to where this is gonna be an early night? What's up, Island Time Studios? How's your thyroid doing? Okay, now there's a Scamberg's disease. Let's take a look at what this is. Okay, Scamberg disease. Progressive pigmentary dermatosis of Scamberg is a chronic discoloration of the skin found in people of all ages, usually affecting the legs. It slowly spreads throughout the body and is most common in males. I mean, I've literally met thousands of people who have healed from all sorts of things just from improving their dietary lifestyle. So this just looks like a buildup of some sort of crap in this image here. Let's look at all the images. Dude, okay. Yeah, this is, you gotta eat healthy. This is my problem in this industry. You look up images on Google and you're just like, can't eat for 3 days. Anyway, let's see what else is going on here. Okay. Frozen royal jelly, that's awesome. What kind of black seed oil? Quantum physics is now stating that 80% of healing takes place in your thinking. I had that when I was a kid. Leaky blood vessels cause it. Why would your blood vessels be leaky? Just need to strengthen the vascular system. Okay. I saw my doc yesterday and we were both very happy with my healing in these last 5 weeks. Since going high fruit and potatoes, I've raised my body temperature from 95.5 to 97.8. I've made major strides. All right. Any other questions? Okay, so someone's saying, what foods would help with heart palpitation? It's what foods cause heart palpitation that you want to eliminate. That's like saying, what food can I take to heal diabetes? I want to still eat refined sugar, which causes my pancreas to overwork and create crazy amounts of insulin to where I become insulin resistant, but I don't want to eliminate the sugar. I want to eat something else to heal diabetes. No, you've got to eliminate the sugar. So the same thing with heart palpitations. What are you eating that causes that? It's all about eliminating everybody here. If you're not willing to eat healthier, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a bad person. Nobody's going to judge you. But you just have to understand that some of your health and beauty issues are a result of these habits you don't want to break. So it's like, it's fine, but there's no secret way around it, except for going through the surgical process of eating healthily. And a cheat is doing enemas and colonics to remove the accumulated waste that happens when you improve your diet, because then your body starts to unload. Enemas and colonics aren't going to do much unless you make a serious improvement in your diet by eliminating harmful foods like refined sugar and processed starches from your intake completely. This is the key. So don't even, like, come on. You guys should know better. You're at risk asking me questions. Someone says, why is coffee bad for you? When did I say coffee was bad for you? Caffeine creates a lot of uric acid in the bloodstream. And if you overdo it, then crazy amounts of uric acid are going to accumulate, which can cause kidney stones, gout. It could build up so much that it could build up in your muscles because it soaks it up like a sponge. Okay. Heart palpitations. This person says they eat a Wholefoods diet. I'm not saying that you do or you don't, but I'm just saying many people claim to be doing something when they're not. So heart palpitations. Maybe you're eating too much sugar. natural sugar, or, and then like I go through this when I eat too much sugar. Like all of a sudden I start to shake. I don't know what your diet's like. I don't know anything. So it's best if you like take a breakdown of everything you do, all your habits, everything you eat, and then analyze it and be like, okay, maybe this isn't ideal. But if somebody wants me to do a detailed analysis on how to help a situation like your heart palpitations, I would need a detailed analysis. Your age, you'd have to bring it all out here on the Hangout. Exactly what you eat. If you say that you eat whole foods and you eat every like week or something, you can't control yourself and you eat an entire loaf of bread in the closet, I need to know these things. Okay, so Island Time Studio is asking me about what percentage of carbs, fruit and vegetables, protein and fats do you eat? Look, if we're gonna like examine your thyroid situation, who are you following about this whole entire high carb thing that you need to do in order to heal your thyroid? And you're basing something off of a symptom. You're doing better because your temperature raised 1 point. Like we would need to go into like some serious detail. Like it's almost like you're fanatic about every last thing you eat. You're like fanatic about the thyroid disorder. That's the problem right there. First off, how do you know you have a thyroid issue? What, did you go to a real doctor? And did the real doctor say your TSH was normal? And then you went to a natural doctor who said, don't listen to them because you can't do TSH. You got to do 100 other tests and we're going to lower the 4.5 high range to 2.0 so we could diagnose you with your thing. Let's hear your history. Because if your TSH was a normal range, there's a 1 in 1,500 chance that your doctor was wrong. So that would be like taking your high school class, multiplying it by 2 or 3, and then there's one person in there, they all got their thyroid tested where the doctor made a mistake. So if your thyroid test, when you went to an original mainstream doctor, was actually correct, was actually in normal ranges, and you fell into the hands of a natural doctor who makes their money off of lowering the ranges and saying you need to take 500 blood tests, they play off the fears and insecurities of people, because having a thyroid disorder is the only thing that could be mechanically wrong with someone, where the symptoms can be weight gain, female pattern baldness. Keep in mind, 67% of Americans are either overweight or obese. So you can't go based off of symptoms, or 2/3 of the human population have a thyroid disorder. You have to go based off of tests. And the only test that is valid is what the mainstream doctors do. I have all the information documented here right now. Oh, but you need free T3, free T4, you need antibodies, you need to do a TRH test, you need to do reverse T3, you gotta do everything under the market because they want to diagnose you to make money, the natural doctors. But I have all the evidence and clinical studies showing that, anyway, are you gonna answer my questions? Okay, I'm being a little rough again today. Instagram's about to go off in a minute and a half. What I eat is, I have an issue. I just also have this issue because there's a lot of high carb raw food eaters who tell people it's the only way. Meanwhile, they're eating refined sugar on cereals. I've had many people who do high carb raw food diets, 30 bananas a day, who ended up with hair loss, teeth issues in the long run, all sorts of issues. Sorry, everybody. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. That was a little rough. Guilt, guilt, guilt. Okay. I will drop that one. But just to like make up for my crap here, being a jerk, I'm just going to give the information so everybody has it. So I'm not just being the way I'm being. So I at least show you real quick here. Okay. So if your natural doctor said that you have to take free T4 or free T3, and they say that the mainstream doctor is ridiculous, the relationship between thyroid hormones and TSH is not linear, but log linear, such that very small changes in free T3 or free T4 will result in a very large change in TSH. Conversely, very small changes in TSH reflect extremely minute changes in free T3 and free T4. For instance, a 2-fold change in free T3 will result in a 100-fold change TSH. Let's start this one again. If I could figure this out on stupid Instagram. Here, no. Instagram went off. Oh, home, here we go. No, I want to start a new one. Can you go live here? No. Okay, I don't care. No, the girl's on Instagram, so I got to do it there. It's not letting me. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's wait for them to come back. So what they're saying is that a very small, minute change in T4, a 2-fold change in T4 will result in a 100-fold change in TSH. Therefore, you don't need a T4 test because your TSH will reflect a free T4 or free T3 issue. Thus, a free T4 change from 1.0 to 0.5 will result in TSH rise from 0.5 to 50. On the other hand, a rise in TSH from 1.0 to 5.0 reflects a drop in free TH from 1.5 to just 0.9. So TSH here is all that's needed. And let's just continue on just so I can redeem myself for being a jerk off. Okay, then they say you need to do antibody tests, right? Because everybody in the world has Hashimoto's disease. So let's take a look. Firstly, the presence of anti-TPO-ABs is common in healthy thyroid subjects. It's common in healthy people. In a clinical study, the named clinical study, 14.6% of healthy females and males respectively had such antibodies. And now the tests have become so much more sensitive for these antibodies that virtually all subjects have them. In the 20-year Wickham survey, it demonstrated that rate of progression to overt hypothyroidism is 2.1% per year based off of the presence of of these types of antibodies with a normal TSH, and an increase in risk to 4.3% with a combination of TSH of 6.0 to 10. So what they're pretty much saying is that if someone has these antibodies, even higher amounts, only a small percentage of the people actually end up with a thyroid issue. So it's not merit for diagnosis. In fact, it's more wise to follow these types of people. And then it goes on, therefore the assessment of anti-TPO-AB seems to be useless in the evaluation of subclinical hypothyroidism beyond predicting the rate or risk of progression to overt hypothyroidism. In the clinical study here, it is also clear that development of anti-TPO-ABs is the result of damage and not the cause of damage. There's 2 clinical studies that show this. Thus, there is really nothing to be done about the presence of these antibodies. As such, recent guidelines give this a practice a grade B as it's only predictive in nature. I think I lost one Lifetime Studios for the rest of my life. Okay. Okay. Anyway, real quickly, just you guys, this is kind of like the concept I'm trying to bring to you in terms of your health. Everybody's like worried, they're looking on the internet for everything. Check this out real quick. This is my favorite. This just drives me crazy. I've read this so many times. It makes me want to go nutso. Okay, so I have this entire video that I'm creating on thyroidism. So there's this one website where this natural doctor goes, there's no official diagnostic term called exhausted thyroid yet, as if this term that he created is going to become a diagnostic term. There is a time period when your thyroid can be functioning less than optimally and transiently act both as hyper and hypothyroid, up and down in a bipolar fashion. During this time period, 3 years minimum, your thyroid testing may show TSH going up and down on successive tests, but TSH will appear within normal range. Nothing diagnosable of hyper or hypothyroidism. So what he's pretty much saying is you have a problem if your TSH level is in the normal range but goes up and down each time you take it. Okay, firstly, there's something called circadian variability. In the clinical study here that I'm going to share with everybody, TSH secretion follows a circadian rhythm. The maximum levels seen in the early morning and the lowest levels in the late afternoon. In another clinical study, TSH is between 0.95 and 2.0. Okay, pretty much they did clinical studies where people with a bad thyroid and a good thyroid, in the morning it was really low, and then later in the day it was really high. And people who had subclinical hypothyroidism, during the low, they were actually in the normal ranges, and they would just be a little bit higher in the time when it's high. So there's a circadian rhythm. It's completely normal for our TSH to go up and down. And this doctor, natural doctor, is pretty much saying that you have an issue. Okay, so lastly, as this became previously noted, so there's also, also there is an individual variation in TSH that occurs for no apparent reason. In a study assessing TSH values monthly for 1 year in healthy men, this apparent random variation occurred with a mean of TSH of 0.75 and a range of 0.2 to 1.6. Thus, current guidelines note that a variation in TSH within the normal range of up to 40 to 50% does not necessarily indicate a change in thyroid function or status. This is like documented. Lastly, as with the circadian rhythm previously noted, this intra-individual variation in TSH appears to also be present in patients with subclinical hypothyroidism. Okay, this isn't even what I wanted to show you. It gets bad now. It gets really bad. You ready? So this natural doctor goes on to say, this is where your eyes should open up wide, like really wide. Like this is what's going on. It's just so, this is like so poorly done that it makes it obvious. Even though many people fall for this, what I'm about to read to you, this makes it obvious. This is like, we got to stop focusing on all the new diseases and all the issues. There's nothing wrong with you. If your thyroid had a normal TSH range, you're fine. We want to eat healthily. So here's the last one. Look, One Time Studio came back. You missed all my thyroid stuff. You got to watch this second part on Instagram, because I just gave all the explanations for thyroid about how antibodies, free T3, free T4 are useless tests completely. So now here is the thing that I'm about to share with you that everybody falls for. Everybody falls for this shit right here. Excuse me, I get pissed. I can't believe I'm even reading this because I get pissed when I read it. You ready? So this natural doctor goes on to say, with all the ups and downs of thyroid activity, you develop an exhausted thyroid. Meanwhile, this is normal, the TSH going up and down. It's completely normal, it's been proven. But you enter into a diagnostic limbo of nothingness, thyroid limbo, if you will. Your current and then they get you pissed off at these. It is in mainstream hospitals. I read a clinical study where they know that if they send a thyroid patient home undiagnosed and healthy, they're going to get smacked based off of the false information on the internet. Okay, so this is what these natural doctors do. Your current doctor refuses to order any other thyroid test because your TSH test result is not yet out of the lab range. So he's kind of getting you pissed off. And the doctor doesn't care about other thyroid markers. What a limited viewpoint, exclamation point. Thyroid limbo is your destiny when your thyroid dysfunction. Yes, it's definitely related to your symptoms. 67% of the human population in America are overweight. You don't go based off of symptoms for thyroid issues. You go based off of TSH. Excuse me. So, thyroid limbo is your destiny, he's telling you. It's a freaking brainwash. Yes, it is definitely related to your symptoms. Is overlooked by your current well-meaning but clueless doctor. What a freaking a-hole. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. I am really effed up today. Okay, sorry. Thyroid limbo is not something you should try to fix all by yourself. No, don't fix your health by yourself. It is too complex for do-it-yourself strategies. The purpose of this article is to let you know how we can help you. Escape from exhausted thyroid in Los Angeles. I just created this term, exhausted thyroid. Now you can escape from it by Here, let me give you exhausted thyroid, and then you can escape from it by coming to me in Los Angeles. Dude, that was so extremely painful for me to read. It's just so obvious. I took out one of the lines where he calls doctors an idiot. Anyway. Okay. So, do I need to read that again, just like the last sentence? Is overlooked by your current well-meaning but clueless doctor. And so he's pretty much saying, I know everything. The mainstream doctors are clueless. They're idiots, he also says in another line. And this is not something you could fix by yourself. It's too complex for do-it-yourself strategies. The purpose of this article to let you know that we can help you. Escape from exhausted thyroid in Los Angeles. Let me get you angry at your doctor for not diagnosing you and telling you that you are healthy, when I can actually, let me pick up their crap to make money. And I just gave all of the instances to where all of these other thyroid tests are useless. TSH, we just talked about, free T3 and free T4, if are out of whack, will raise TSH by 50 points. So if you're worried about being at a thyroid level of 7, which is not even overt hypothyroidism, imagine being at 40. No, free T4, you don't need to test because TSH will reflect that. Anyway. Look, Island Time Studios, I'm not mean to you. I'm just like trying to let people know that, okay, so you had a tetanus vaccine and you're saying that you're paralyzed and you've healed yourself from that. But what does this have to do with your thyroid? What we're trying to do here is to realize that you got to like take health into your own hands a lot of the time. And that if you look at this model that I'm sharing with you, these natural doctors, they lower TSH like normal levels from 4.5 to 2.0. 4.5 to 2.0. They say if it's not at 2.0, if it's above 2.0, you need to be diagnosed. Meanwhile, there's studies showing that people with anywhere between 4.9 and 10 are like they get their chances of getting a really bad thyroid disorder, overt thyroidism, is 2.6% per year over 20 years. And the end result is 33% of the people end up with a major thyroid disorder if they're in those ranges or something like that. So the key is we want to stay away from medication in every possible time we can when it comes to thyroid, because if you take thyroid medication, it makes your thyroid more lazy. So what we want to be doing is a really good doctor isn't going to give you medication from my standpoint. They're going to like follow you around and have you do this. And if you eat healthily, you're going to be the 2/3 that doesn't have it. And that's in over 20 years, 2/3 of the people get it. Only 2.6% get it per year. 52% of the people normalized in one clinical study who had a issue between thyroid of 52% of them normalized. 5.6 developed overt hypothyroidism, and the rest stayed in the subclinical of not needing medication. So what we're trying to do here is take health into our own hands. For example, I get people on my YouTube channel that get pissed at me for saying that I say meat is healthy. Like they seriously get pissed at me. That's like a waste of energy. I don't personally even eat meat. And I tell people like it's not the healthiest food because uric acid is created in the process and you want to do limited quantities. But it's like a waste of energy. So people listen to these natural doctors, get the information, and it's like they become part of that line or something, And then they waste their energy combating that line that they believe in, line of information. So it's like, you got to like shed all this judgmental belief stuff. You are healthy. It's like freedom. The body is always going through ups and downs, like always. Every human being suffers on some level. Digestion, you go through ups and downs. You don't feel good certain days. You're low energy. The body rebuilds, it regenerates. This is what it does. So we freak out in mere existence thinking something's always wrong with us. We've got to like stand, have faith, belief, whatever you want to do, and like walk and be like a strong person shining your light on an ongoing basis instead of always like in this worry, looking for people to help you. Da, 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 da. Like, think of all the questions that are coming at me tonight. People are worried about everything. Oh, I'm not absorbing vitamin B correctly. The thyroid issue, like everybody is worried about something else. And if you were to like put that all together, let's just take the last 20 Hangouts and look at what everybody's worried about in this like sphere. Do you realize the madness that is here? We're worried about letters and numbers and thoughts and just all this garbage that's been shoved in our head. And what I do is I come on here, I'm like, okay, let me do some research on this and that and this. Like, look, processed foods causes a lot of issues in the human body. And we are humans, so there's no becoming free of pain, physical pain. It's like unavoidable. So it's kind of like rising above it and being grateful for every moment and stop freaking out about everything. And I got to learn the same thing. I've got this like burning crap in my mouth that is like been torturing me for a freaking 5 days because I'm a freaking goofhead with my worry about citrus messing my teeth up because I feel it. And then I put out a video showing this thing. And then like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But what I'm saying is like, there's no avoiding like, so you could worry about BMAA, B complexes being absorbed, Schamberg this, 3 people got ALS that, da, 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 da. Everybody, there's different reasons why we get diseases. One reason is physical crap, right? Like from eating crap. That's like one big one in today's day and age that takes care of a lot of our problems. And then there's other issues. Maybe we're doing something we're not supposed to be doing. Like we were talking about in shamanic traditions, or in the Bible, we were talking about lepers. They did something in order for that to happen. Maybe, that's, everybody has their individual connection with whatever, that's not up to me, but like, I've had lots of health issues due to my like stupidity that has nothing to do with what I put in my mouth. So it's like a full on like, be a better person, eat healthy. There's like so many possibilities and scenarios. So when you hear, the point of this is, when you hear about 3 people getting ALS or some other issue, you have no idea what they're going through and what they need to do or why they have it or anything like that. That's not you, that's them. It's none of your business. Unless you want to make it your business. You just want to worry about yourself. Change, be better. And you don't have to eat healthy. There's nothing wrong in not eating healthy. Just, there's cause and effect. So you got to like weigh what's better. This man went keto, lost allergies, pain of arthritis, 53 pounds, eat right, organic veggies, etc. All of the diets work when you eliminate processed foods, but yeah, that could work really well if you do it Mm. Someone says, please define eating healthily, foods to focus on for this issue. You don't want to focus on foods to eat healthy. You want to focus on what not to eat to be healthy. You want to eliminate refined sugar, white sugar. You want to eliminate bread, pasta. You want to eliminate trans fatty acids. That's the cause of disease. Cow's milk that is out there on the market today. Things that you can eat are eggs. We'll do animal products first, get those people pissed off at me right now. There's eggs, goat's milk, goat's cheese, chicken, fish, turkey, you know, grass-fed, all that fun stuff. Baked potatoes is healthy, brown rice, beans, brown rice pastas, brown rice cakes, popcorn, all the raw foods, quinoa, millet, buckwheat. This is a lot of foods, eggs, like eliminate everything but these foods that I just mentioned, and you're on a cooked whole foods diet. Your Schamberg thing will probably go away. Your absorption of vitamin B will probably improve. Your, what else was there? And drink vegetable juices. If you want to, like, we're talking about what not to eat, but if you want pure nourishment, then drink vegetable juices, carrot juice. So stop worrying about other people. That's their business. And just do, like, be a light, shine, be the healthy one. That's what we want to do. All right, everybody. I went long tonight. I was planning on going short, but I don't know what happened. I just freaking went nutso. It's only because I care. I'm only ruthless because I care. It's that simple. And if anybody has a thyroid issue, watch these last 25 minutes. It talks about why TSH is the only test that you need, and all the others are BS. There's another one, TRH, where they inject you with something to get your entire pituitary to dump all your TSH. Like, what the hell, dude? You ain't injecting me with nothing to make my pituitary dump anything. Are you insane? Okay. Anyways, and then all these natural doctors who says that your mainstream doctor is full of crap and doesn't know how to test. We need to lower the ranges to 2.0, even though clinical studies and 20-year studies show that these people don't have issues even if they're between 5 and 9.9 TSH. And if someone's gonna have symptoms from thyroid, like 67% of the population is overweight. Maybe if you're at 40 TSH, there might be an issue, and that would cause fatigue, female pattern hair loss, or weight gain. But if you're in between like 2 and 10, your symptoms aren't gonna be based off of this TSH score. Because a completely non-functioning thyroid is like at 100 TSH. So 10 is like nothing. If you're at 40, okay, we can look at this possibility. And then there's some doctors, natural doctors, or I've seen on the internet, where they say that 30 level of anti-TPO or the antibodies is diagnostic of, but there are people who get 6,000 antibodies in a test, and they're worried about 30. 1,200, 1,000, also just, anyway. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of doctors either, the MD doctors, but when it comes to things like this whole like thyroid issue, they're more in line than the natural doctors are right now if they're taking this approach. Some aren't taking that approach. I'm not saying all natural doctors are bad. I'm just saying we got to just like take health into our own hands. They're going to play off people's fears and insecurities. I'm not a fan of any of them. I've been a raw food pioneer for 20 years. I've literally met thousands of people who have healed from all sorts of diseases without any drugs, without any blood tests, without anything. So I know what is possible, and I'm not a fan of any of them. It just seems like these natural doctors are getting way out of line right now. And like, I'm not a fan of regular doctors either. I don't want them to put anybody on thyroid medication. They're not going to tell you to eat healthily. At least they're going to say that your TSH is normal, go home. That's good. But if they're going to cut your thyroid out, I'm not going to be happy about that. They're not going to say diet can change that. So we got to take health into our own hands. We got to stop worrying. Like, if you look at this ball of worry, all the questions that have been asked me from the last 20 Hangouts are letters and numbers: B, Schamberg, absorption, BMAA. It's just like insanity. Where do we get this from? Back in caveman days, there was no worry of this. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks for getting a little out of hand there. Sometimes I just get a little crazy. So she's saying that how much she's healed through food, juices, meditation, and prayer. That's great. That's great. But okay, that's great. One-time studios. That's awesome. I'm just trying to provide information about this whole thyroid thing. Maybe I'm not sure if you're hearing it because you don't talk about it. Like, but it doesn't matter. I'm done. I'm glad to hear about your healing. This is awesome. They're literally wanting me to give away free retreats. Anyways, our next retreat is in December. It's going to be an awesome one. It's my favorite one of the year. We have a crazy fireworks show and so many other things. We're doing San Pedro in December. Temescal. This is Matt Monarch, who has been talking for an hour and a half with a burnt mouth, which we won't go into right now. Go to my YouTube, go to therawfoodworld.com, join our newsletter list. Click on my ravioli recipes here, and you'll see the most amazing raw food recipe that is available right now. Just by clicking that banner, you'll go to the video, and the written recipe will be there. Mwah. Good night.